Welcome to the rest of my life. My name is Lance Ash, but then you probably knew that already. Oh my God. 3-day weekend, because Thursday morning when I got home, I told my wife I had a couple of auras at work. Probably due to, I don't know, I was going to say not meditating, but who knows. Anyway, so she ordered me to call in sick Thursday night. So, got some painting done. Oh my God, I don't know if it's evident from past installments of these videos, but I really hate my job. Is there anything else I can do to fail you? My foot really hurts. I wrapped it up in a tight bandage before putting my shoes on, and now it's throbbing. I thought maybe it would help over the long haul, but we'll see. Something's got to be done. I don't know what to say. I'm so sick of that job. And I'll tell you one of the reasons I hate the job so much. It's because of the contrast between the weekend with my ensconcement in my aesthetic bubble with the ugliness of the work environment and the immersion in an aesthetic and a culture that I just have no correlation with at all. I know there's a lot of dead air, but nobody's watching these videos anyway. Nobody's listening to these videos. There's nothing to watch. I would just give up on the whole damn thing, but what else am I gonna do? I've got to make use of this time. I don't know. Don't know. The new George Rockall Schmidt was out a couple days ago, and I was disappointed with it. It's the first time I've been disappointed with one of his videos in a long time. It was a 2-hour discussion with Damon, mostly about Pokemon. And they did their usual thing of, what if this representation of pop culture was twisted in some way, but it really didn't connect. I thought it was weak. And to be honest, about halfway through, I was just hoping it was over with soon. A sense of loyalty kept me listening. My wife and I watched one of the Inspector Morse episodes. We watched the first two, and we were disappointed with them, but we thought we'll give it one more shot. We watched the third or fourth episode, and we really realized how inferior the original was to the prequel. Anyway, but watching it, got me to thinking, hey, maybe you ought to give so-called classical music another shot. But the more I thought about it, I just... It really, I mean, there was a time when classical music dominated my listening experiences. But now, I mean, for the most part, it really is boring. Not always, not all of it, you know. I prefer like string quartets, you know, a small ensemble rather than a full orchestra for the most part. A week or two ago, I tried listening to Nielsen's Symphony Number 2, The Four Temperaments, and I just didn't have time to sit down and devote to it. The problem with orchestral music is that it has quiet passages. And then it has loud passages. So you've either got, you can't listen to it in the car. You can listen to it at home with no distractions, no other sounds. You in the living room. Lights are dim. Set up the audio playback system, and you can get into it. But there was a time when I tried to get into opera. The main problem with opera is that they're singing in a foreign language, and you don't want to sit there with the booklet and, oh, she's saying this now. Oh, now I get it. It's no good. The other problem is that style of singing is just irritating. You can deal with the basso profundo parts because those have depth, richness, power, but those altissimo, those great, you know, the sopranos of the past that were so celebrated, you know, it's just, they're irritating. That type of singing, women singing, it gets on your nerves. It's odd to think that there was a time period where, because, you know, there's a what do you call it? There's a cliche in popular movies, like cowboy movies, where the celebrated soprano Dame so-and-so has come to town and she's deigned to give a performance to the cowhands at the Grand Palais Saloon or whatever. It's hard to believe that these rough-bitten guys would get off on that. Oh my God. I did listen to, there's a couple of Frank Zappa albums I don't own. One of them is the Lost Episodes, one of them is Mystery Disc, and then one of them is the original version of Lumpy Gravy, which as much of a Zappa fan as I used to be, you'd think I'd know about that. I didn't know that the original Lumpy Gravy didn't have all the musique concrète and all the spoken word stuff in it. I didn't know that. So I didn't have time to really soak into it. So I just marked it. I'm going to come back and listen to it. But Lost Episodes and Mystery Disc, I just found for the most part were just early versions of songs that you already know, stuff that was on the later records. And but what I was going to say is it has some recordings he made of people he knew telling little stories. And I'm thinking I might start doing that. Just either record people talking to me or record people talking without their knowledge and start making little videos out of it. I needed some paint this weekend, so we went to Hobby Lobby, and the place was so crowded I didn't want to wait in line 10 minutes to check out 2 tubes of paint. My wife was with me, and she didn't want to be there because nobody was wearing masks. Because Hobby Lobby is redneck central. It is redneck fundamentalist Christian central. So the people there don't believe in science, they believe in Jesus. Anyway, so I said, forget it, let's just go to Walmart. I'm sure they have acrylic paint. Well, the thing about Walmart is it truly is a gathering place for the ugliest people in the world. And you can walk around in there with no intention to purchase anything. Just go to look at the freaks. Oh, speaking of which, I hunted around, had to do some digging because the search function on any platform is not 100% accurate or 100% reliable. But I found the unedited Shocking Asia documentary from 1974. I've seen it cut 2 or 3 times before, and I watched it again last night. And what I love is the judgmental tone of the narrators. There's a part of the film where they're in India, and they're walking down this street full of people begging, and the narrator's like, "Here you will see the freaks, the deformities, the starving children staggering about." God. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot I have the excerpt right here. If I can play it without getting hit by a car. Okay, listen.
There's leprous women with their starving children, cripples, freaks, deformities, and others whose open wounds swarm with flies and maggots.
Ah, delightful. So that was fun. But you know, it's funny how your memory gets things wrong after a while. I kept waiting for the leper colony section to come up, and it wasn't on there. It must be on Shocking Asia 2, which I remember as being inferior. I guess I'll have to watch that next. I don't remember. All I remember is being disappointed with it when I watched it years and years ago. My foot is really hurting now. It's throbbing. Oh my God. For years I had seen the word Mondo Cane, not realizing it was Mondo Cane. I didn't realize it was a film in this genre. I thought about starting to do these videos as a different personality, create a character. But to what end? To give myself greater freedom of saying stuff? Well, what is there to say? I ought to just enjoy the road noise. Besides which, if I do a character, I think it'd be more legitimate if I put on a voice. And I don't want to do a voice. Having trouble writing the next song. Just don't know what there is to sing about. And making up just gibberish lyrics is unsatisfying. What a shitty situation. There's no telling how bad it's going to be there tonight. This is the 4-day week, though. I've got scheduled leave for this coming Thursday night. So that's a little bit of consolation. But still, it's going to be just painful. The job gets worse and worse. All the time. The operation I work in is divided into two sections. One half of it is one zip code, or one zip code prefix. My section is two different zip code prefixes. I'm what is called a mail tech, and the person who's the mail tech on the other side is this woman who I like. She's a good person, very intelligent. But the last day I worked, we had, I think it was 7 new employees. So the woman who's the supervisor had them all grouped together, and she was giving them this big talk about you're here to work, you're not here to play, and all that shit. Well, the other mail tech was standing there, and she was allowed to say her say. So I saw this was going on, so I thought, well, okay, I'll walk over there and I'll wait patiently, and then I'll say what I have to say. So I'm waiting, and the supervisor sees me standing there, and she turns to me and she says, "Did you need something?" And I said, well, I just want to give them my usual speech. "Oh, no, we don't have time for that. No, go on back to work." My opinions are considered valueless. My years and years of experience are counted for nothing. I am considered nothing more than an annoyance. This is the post office. People are given the opportunity to supervise based on nothing more than their constant begging to supervise. That's no basis to choose someone to supervise. And the more they act like an asshole, the more the upper management goes, yes, truly, this is a person that is doing the job well. All right. Next time I'll come up with something better to talk about. I promise. Bye.